Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15-minute gamer, and today we're here to give my first impressions, or kind of the overall weekend beta impressions of Icarus. Before we start though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, smash the like button, and comment below to let me know what you think. Have you tried this game yet? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What are some of your concerns, issues, that sort of thing? So, what is Icarus? Icarus is a session-based PvE survival game for up to 8 co-op players or solo. Explore a savage alien world in the aftermath of terraforming gone wrong. Survive long enough to mine exotic matter, then return to orbit to craft more advanced tech, meet your deadline, or be left behind forever. So, these are my thoughts on the beta. I will probably do like a monthly update to see how the game is progressing and see what the developers are up to. So yeah, this won't be the last one. Definitely not just the first of many. So the biggest question is, how does it compare to other survival games out there? Survival is some of my favorite games. Space Engineers, 7 Days to Die, The Forest, Empyrean Galactic Survival. There are so many and I love them all. They all have their unique little takes on it. All of them have flaws. There's not one that I go, this is perfect. 7 Days to Die is probably the king. It is such a great game. This has a very solid base. Everything you need for basic survival is here, from animals to hunt, resources to gather, water, food, and stamina meters, as well as an O2 meter. However, one thing I would say, as known for a lot of survival games at the beginning, stamina just needs a tweak. You're not some fat asthmatic guy here. You should be able to run more than 20 meters or hit a rock for a little bit of time before getting out of stamina. A lot of survival games get stamina wrong. I think that needs improved massively. However, it felt very solid for a survival game. And to see an early access survival game this good, I think if it continues, just could be an awesome game. Did I get any bugs in this beta? Not really. All seemed to work fine. There was a few AI pathing issues with the animals, but nothing worrying. I didn't get any crashes either. So overall, yeah, very good in that sense. One of the things you will notice is graphics. The graphics in this game are fantastic. I think they're really good. One of the better looking survival games out there, has a very realistic look to it. And especially the reflections and water effects just look great. The landscape, the mountains, the skybox, all good. The way you interact with objects, when you're chopping trees down, there wasn't many physics issues here, which was really good. The trees did generally fall where they should have. And the terrain deformation, as in when you're hitting rocks and taking the resources out of them, go where you mean to go, and it looks good. They don't just explode, you take them down. However, what does need a little bit of work is when you're hitting rocks, little bits will be left about, so you can there's no physics there, so you can just have like a rock all chiseled out with like flaps or just tiny little bits sticking out or whatever, and it can look a little bit annoying. Space Engineers suffered from this with the terrain. When you go down the terrain, you'd be left with like little blocks everywhere. So yeah, I think that needs changed. Also on the graphics, like little issues like when you're skinning an animal, your knife is nowhere near the animal. And also resources in your backpack can look a bit samey. So I'm like, well, is that a rock or is that silicon or whatever? And I'm trying to stack them, they won't stack. So yeah, I think they need some better icons within your backpack. Sounds are okay, I guess. I think they need some work, especially from the animals. Like when a wolf is about to attack you, there should be like a growl, or the bear, you should be able to hear. Ambient effects I also found a little bit lacking too. The sound effects overall were just a bit basic. They need like more noise, more hit, more feel like something is happening. Tech tree and talents, this is kind of more akin to an RPG. There is so much to unlock here, which is where the session based comes in, which I'll talk about later. Each level you will unlock 3 blueprints and 1 talent. Talents can be things from like increasing stamina to how much you can carry to health, and there's just so many layers, and there's 4 sections as well, so that was really impressive to see. The tech tree is also massive. However, I think here I could do with a bit of a rejig. I'm going to talk a little bit about more later, but I think structure blocks should be way quicker in the process, as well as better tools, but I'll cover that under XP progression. However, as a whole, I was impressed with the amount of stuff here. The UI looks clean and crisp. I really like it. It's really easy to understand and navigate. However, there was a couple of things I think may need change, but again, early access. I think there needs to be a better feedback when you're close to death or what's happening around you, like when you're hungry or low on O2. Like when you're low on O2, like the screen kind of shakes, almost like there's an earthquake or there's a giant behind you. It just doesn't really scream, oh my god, you're running out of O2. It screams, oh, is there an earthquake going on? I think that needs to change. So yeah, overall there, you can see good picture there. One of the main problems I had with this game was XP progression. I felt it was way too slow. You gain XP by doing things like hitting a rock, which gives you one of the most amounts, killing an animal, finding things on the floor. However, you only get, say, 90 XP per hit on a rock. So for an example, to get from level 8 to 9 is almost 20,000 XP and you get 90 a hit. And bearing in mind you've got stamina to worry about and all the other things. And all you can really do to get fast XP is just to hit rocks. So just hitting the rock over and over again 150 times or something just to get 20,000 XP is a little bit dull. And one of the early issues I found here is the safe shelter is super important. And it is in most survival games. But this one, you can't use a bed, so you can't set a spawn point without shelter. Your items degrade outside. And also there's random weather events like light rain. I don't know how that's so bad, but when it's lightly raining, it's like, take shelter, take shelter, take shelter. There's a red bar, but you can't take shelter. There's nowhere to take shelter early game. You would think you'd be able to like maybe hide under a tree or find caves. There's none of them. So it just becomes very frustrating because it's about level 5 before you can unlock your structures. That's 50,000 XP. And bearing in mind, you get 90 XP per hit of a rock. That's a long time. And you get 1,000 if you kill an animal. So you could kill 50 animals. But again, that's a lot just to get some structures. So yeah, I found that quite frustrating. It's not a very fun gameplay loop at all. However, once you pass level 10, you do get some upgrades to your weapons and loads of cool stuff to unlock. But I think the early XP game needs drastically changed, and to be able to unlock normal, easy things like structures, updated weapons, bandages, a lot easier, just so you can start that beginning loop quicker. So AI threats in the game as well. There's humans. You can do PvE, PvP against the humans. There's some classic wolves and bears like there is in most survival games. There weren't that much of a problem to deal with. The only problem it got is when it's dark, it gets super dark, like so dark you can't see a thing. And you can't hold a torch in your hand and fight. You can only do one of the other. So you see a wolf, it's dark, you get an attack, you got to put your torch down, get your weapon out, and then look blindly while you try and figure out where this wolf is. Very, very annoying. Plus there's no sound to let them know where they are or when they're attacking you and stuff. So you just end up going, you see like a bite marker coming up on your screen, like, oh, I guess I'm going to die then. You can't really outrun them. You can't see them, so you just die. There was one time I ran away from a wolf back to my house to start biting through me walls. Couldn't hit him, even though he was clipping through me walls. Couldn't hit him. So I had to go outside in the dark and just randomly poke and hope I hit him. Outside of that, outside these threats, there are fish, deers, and other animals to hunt, skin, and get leather from. There's loads of items in the games, as I said, with the tech tree. So you get oxidizers to make O2, campfire, building blocks, and you can have different variations. So like you can have a ramp, but it also can be like a roof or like a rooftop or something. So yeah, there is quite a few good models in there, and they all look pretty good. The only thing I would say here is it maybe could be explained better where O2 comes from, because it's like, well, how do I get O2? And at the beginning, you eat rocks, like you get these oxide rocks or something, you hit them and then eat them and you get O2. You must have very strong teeth. When you get the oxidizer, it kind of makes them yourself. Building, I found very easy to use and understand. However, one thing I would say is to look at the other variants of the building block. You hold the R key, which is the same as rotate, and I think that just needs changed to like a right mouse button to look at the other variants. Holding down R just makes no sense. Also, the snapping and position of blocks can just be a bit whack and a bit off. They'll just snap into the wrong area, or you're trying to build a roof and it'll keep snapping on top. That needs looked at. One of the biggest annoyances I had with this game is nighttime is just way too long and dull. I would guess it's maybe like 25 minutes of in-game time when you can do very little. One of the best games out there for nighttime activities is 7 Days to Die. At night, you'll be doing base prep, mining underground, but because all the good tech is locked off in here and the materials are above ground, at nighttime just becomes like, you just go, oh, what am I going to do now? At one point I watched YouTube, but what you can do is go out with your torch, but I said you can't hit anything with a torch, so you got to go around with your torch, find a rock, put your torch away, hit blindly in the dark because you can't see a thing, get your torch out, see how much you've done, move around, put your torch away again, and just go round in a circle. I found nighttime just frustrating. You can't sleep it off. You can't go in your sleeping bag and sleep the darkness away. You just got to put up with it. Moving on to a few community issues now before we wrap this video up. Cost, I've seen a lot of people talk about this. The basic version of this game is like 20 quid, what, $23, $24. The deluxe edition is over £70 or like $75 for an early access game. I think that's way too high. They are saying, well, you do get some DLC with this and stuff, but to me, if that's what you're talking about, you're saying to me that the DLC for this game for missions is going to be £15 a pop-ish, if not 20. And I think that's massively expensive there. I think that deluxe edition should maybe be 30 quid. I think that's ridiculous for early adopters to have to pay £70 for this. But one good thing I will say about the cost of 20 quid, with this, you can refund any time until the game comes out. So you can play the beta, you can play the next beta, you can put 50 hours in, still refund before the game comes out. Next thing I've seen people complain about is the session-based gaming mechanic. If you don't know what this is, imagine kind of like survival escape from Tarkov. You get a set amount of time to complete a task. They could be minutes, they could be hours, and you've got to get back to your shuttle pod thing and take off. If you don't leave the planet within the time, you lose all your stuff and progression and you die. However, apparently you can send stuff back to your orbital station, things that are on there stay, like it's just your character that dies. I don't think this is a terrible idea in the world of survival games. There's a lot of survival games out there. This is something that's going to set it apart. However, one thing, and it's what the community don't understand, there is a mode which is non-session based called Outpost, but none of the material or marketing tells you about this. So everyone's kicking off and going, I'm not buying this game. Who wants a session-based survival game, which I can completely understand, but you don't have to. There is other modes out there. And the reason I think a lot of people are against the session-based, it's survival games. You don't want to play a survival game to start that beginning loop over and over and over again. You know, it's going to get very repetitive and you're just going to end up doing the same thing over and over again rather than like adapting and growing. So I can see it from both sides. Plus, what happens, say, if your internet goes down, like just as you're about to leave the planet and you lose 20 hours of work, you lose all that progression. I've shown you how slow progression is. How annoying would that be? So I can see why people are annoyed by it. One of my biggest issues was when you die, you lose everything. And you don't just lose everything you've got on your person, you lose 10,000 XP. And bear in mind, I've taught you get 90 XP per hit on a thing. You lose 10,000 XP. I think that's the most ridiculous decision ever. It's one or the other. You either lose all your XP or some XP, or you lose your stuff, or neither. I prefer losing neither. Your body doesn't stay. Your body just disappears. Like, surely whatever's in your backpack, you should be able to get. Maybe what's on your person, maybe not. I thought that was ridiculous. I did not like that at all. So overall, I mean, I have a few complaints and a few issues with this game, but I think it has a very solid base. I don't really care that the guy who made it used to make DayZ and then sold it, and then DayZ's never been finished. To me, that's not an issue here. He kind of done it on his own. I'm sure they'll change some things up, and I think they'll make it a very competitive survival game in the future. And with these new stuff moving in, it's this session-based survival process. A lot of survival games do have this issue where you run out of things to do. Space Engineers is terrible for this. I love it, but you have to make your own fun. So to have this mode where you could jump in and you have a certain amount of time to survive, grow, and get stuff, I think could really add longevity to this game. So would I jump into the beta? Maybe not yet, but since you can get your money back, what do you have to lose? It's like 20 quid. Jump in, try it for yourself, see if you like it, see what changes they're going to make. And if you don't like it when November comes around, what, that's like 3 months away, you can just go, oh, well, and refund it. Easy as that. So overall, I think it's a solid base. I think we'll go with that. And I'll catch you guys on the next time. Let me know below what you think. See you later. Goodbye.